Nah, don't say that. You still have your strength.
But enough chat. I see Jobst has returned.
That's why I'm here. I wanted to take Catherine along, too.
She's doing the right thing, and you better run ahead.
What about that dry devil?
No, nobody asked him where. I'm not surprised. He might.
Are you expecting...
I always expect trouble. And the way things are these days, I'd rather have horse...
I'll be going then.
Still believe in yourself? What the fuck was that? I believe you called before. What?
Henry. Where's Captain Zizka?
He got held up.
I received a report that von Bergov's banner is flying in the camp of my dear cousin Sigismund, so I assume the negotiations at Trotsky didn't go too smoothly.
No, sir. I don't have good news for you, I'm afraid.
Well, good or bad, I'm sure you have plenty to report. So what happened with von Bergov at Trotsky?
Bergov had no interest in our message. By the time we finally arrived at Trotsky, he'd already long since made a deal with Sigismund. But of course, he didn't tell Sir Hans and me anything. And on top of that, he used us. Everything went to hell in the end, and we ended up in a dungeon. Or at least I did. In fact, that's why we're here.
So I've heard. It's been some time since our meeting in Ratai, and now you appear here by the...
Well, it wasn't the best circumstances to meet Zizka in. They said we crossed swords. I think it's some Jan's...
That would...
Forgive me, my lord, but how is it possible you don't know? Aren't you all on the same side?
Bear in mind that my dear cousin, His Majesty King Wenceslas, has many supporters, and each of them has their own...
I understand.
On the contrary, if I could get them all together in one banquet hall, give them their... Let's move on. I heard something about...
Things went wrong right from the beginning. Lord Capon and I were lucky to get out of it alive.
Von Bergov refused to aid a nobleman in need.
Well, to be honest, we were ambushed while bathing in a pond. And then we fled through the woods. So we...
Ah, that must...
Not only for him, sir. I may be just a bastard, but that doesn't mean I'm used to begging at castle gates dressed in rags.
Believe me, I didn't intend in the... In any case, are you sure there's nothing...
Well, you should probably know that Istvan Toth was...
Who's he?
One of Sigismund's cronies. He was causing havoc around...
Ah, yes. Hanush and Radzig mentioned something.
They had to. They gave him their word.
Yes. Well, it's actual...
Well, no one let him go this time.
Very good. From what I've heard, he was abandoned...
Isn't Zizka a bandit?
Zizka is loyal to Wenceslas. So he's no bandit or cutthroat, but let's move on.
That's all that happened, sir.
Truly. My court messenger and bearer of tidings, both good and bad, John of Lichtenstein. By the way, you said you were in... Tell me.
Well, they asked questions, yes. But I was counting on that.
How did you prepare?
Well, I mainly told them things I was pretty sure von Bergov, or like that Radzig is a supporter of Wenceslas.
Yeah,
And
good.
was he
good.
satisfied with that?
Well, I don't think he expected anything more from a simple servant of Lord Capon.
That's true. I must say, Henry, you've pleasantly surprised me. Thank you for the news. You're free to go if you want. As soon as it's possible, you can join a legation heading for Rattay.
Can we sit up here?
Sir, that's a generous...
If you wish to stay and help here, I'll be glad, of course.
It's Lord Capon, Your Grace.
A noble thought. But you mustn't worry about Lord Capon.
But I made a promise.
I understand, but honestly, the most sensible course now...
Margrave.
Ah, Captain Zizka. Henry and I were just discussing Lord Capon.
Yeah, the Margrave thinks he's in no danger, and we should wait for a ransom demand.
As one does.
I wanted to talk to you about something else. I suppose you're wondering why your friend Hinnek, also known as the Dry Devil, isn't here?
Oh, there's plenty of gossip going on around the fortress. You and Pisek refused to grant him asylum.
Asylum is for those in distress, Captain. Hinnek came to burn and pillage. I have quite different plans.
And what might those be, Margrave? Sitting and talking while King Wenceslas rots in a dungeon. What would I expect? Not so long ago, you were conspiring with Sigismund against Prokop, your own brother.
It would be futile trying to explain to you the intricacies of the Luxembourg's dynastic politics. Let me just explain that that was what was called for in the situation. But I assure you that I am now acting in the best interests of this country and of King Wenceslas.
You're acting first and foremost in your own interests. Everyone knows that.
Strong words coming from a man who earns his bread by killing merchants on the road. No offense intended. I applaud your art. The pen is mightier than the sword, but there are times when it's vice versa. Enter!
All ready to leave now, sir?
Good. It's high time. I expect the captain was about to leave anyway. Are you not?
With pleasure.
And you, Henry?
Me? Well, sir, I made a promise.
I understand. I won't attempt to keep you here by force. But bear in mind, I have concluded a very fragile truce with Sigismund.
Yeah.
Which gives us time to get ready. And if anyone should disrupt my plans with headstrong acts of violence, there will be consequences.
Yeah.
Grave consequences. I consider this matter closed. Farewell and good luck.
Little baby, please.
I get the feeling Yopes didn't make a great impression on you. Are we leaving?
Yeah. And Henry's going with us.
Wait, you'll help me find Capon?
Sure. But we'll need people for that. And information. Catherine, I've got a job for you.
Yes?
Go to Kuttenberg. Find out what happened to Liechtenstein. If anyone knows what's going on in this godforsaken country, it'll be him. In the meantime, we'll go and find Dry Devil and his band.
Good luck. I'd go all the way to Rome to spy if it kept me away from the devil.
Let's go. Stay close. The devil doesn't know you, but he should recognize me. Given
What is your plan, anyway? Go from village to village, hamlet to hamlet, until we find him?
That won't be necessary. We just have to visit places where you can get booze.
So all the taverns and dens in the region?
If it comes to that,
I'm up for that.
don't get your hopes up. We'll have a beer, listen to the local rumor mill, and if we don't find anything, we'll pay up and move on.
Where do we start?
I have heard of a place that's a favored meeting spot of bandits, poachers, and all kinds of scum. If I was looking for the devil, or at least someone who knows something about him, that's where I'd go.
Sounds like a good place to start. And if we find the devil, what then?
If we're really to step on Sigismund's toes, we need capable men. And the devil's capable of anything, really.
I'm not sure what the three of us can achieve.
Inek's not alone. He has the devil's pack.
Who?
That's what his band is called. They're exactly...
Get some breakfast, get some breakfast.